Welcome fellow folders to this tutorial on how to make the Gucci of double tissue paper. Now before we jump into actually making the paper, we're going to go through how to make the MC glue, otherwise known as methyl cellulose. So we're going to be making that first. So let's get rid of the glass, get the camera down lower and focus on this. Now the first part for this tutorial is making the MC glue, which is of course used to treat the paper in itself to give it the extra crispiness, extra strength, so on, to make the paper more foldable and easier to fold with. Right, now this is where every single person goes wrong when they make tissue, double, triple, whatever. Everyone goes wrong because everyone uses MC glue. It's like a powder, you mix it in with water, you try and get it like egg white consistency, and then you layer that over and then the magic happens. But everyone goes wrong when they use MC powder because it just doesn't work. Now the funny thing is, every single person has been saying the secret ingredient that I use to make obviously mine. Now everyone's been saying this constantly. When people say mix your MC glue with enough water to get it like egg white consistency, I mean everyone's been saying the secret ingredient all this time and never tried it, and that is, I've just said it, egg whites. Egg whites is the secret ingredient. Egg whites are how I make my paper and what I use to make my paper. So first of all we need the whites only. I need to separate the eggs. Let me try it on this first. So we don't want any of the yolk at the moment. There's no burst, because if you get the yolk and the egg white at this process, it will completely ruin your paper, so we don't want that. And the final one. Now we have the egg whites and the glass bowl, we have the yolks and here, which we will keep and use for later on. Now the next step is to add the water, but I don't use water. For everyone that uses water, spit on you. I don't use water for my paper. I only use the finest Moe champagne. This is another secret ingredient to make Gucci double tissue, or single or triple. Now we need to weigh out an exact, precise amount. Right, there we go, it's on. Yep. So we need to weigh out 240 millilitres. $238. 240 there. If you go over than 240, it will be completely ruined. If you go under than 240, it will be completely ruined. And to tell if you have got it correct, you will see all these white parts basically illuminating. If you go over, you will not get that. If you go under, you will not get that. You need to be exactly precise. 2 large egg whites, 240 ml of the finest champagne, and this will get you these white effects. Hopefully you can see that. Because the camera is at the other end, I cannot fully see, so I'll just make sure, hopefully you can. Now I can get rid of this. maybe have some as well. Now the next step, we have to whisk this for exactly 69 seconds. So I will set a timer right there. A stopwatch for, no wait, timer. 1 minute 9 seconds. But before I whisk this, I need to get the blood flowing in my arm because you have to do it very quick. So I'm just going to get my weights that have 22.5 kilograms, and you're going to do 10 reps on the arm that you will be using to whisk. And 10. Now that the blood is flowing, I'm going to start the timer for 69 seconds. Again, if you'd go 70 seconds, ruined. If you go 68 seconds, ruined. So I'm going to put in, stop. And you just want the froth to start forming. You want to go clockwise for 69 seconds. So we are 30 seconds to go. So we're almost there. And 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Top. There we go. Get rid of this, just to clean up this mess. Now we have this really fluffy liquid. So there's a lot of froth on top, the liquid on the bottom. Now we need to add another secret ingredient, which I will be selling on my Etsy store soon, which is fresh looper hair. So we need to go and grab some. Right, so looper is just sleeping. I know I said hair, I meant to say fur, so I'm just going to grab some. Just one pinch is all you need, no more, no less, because if you take too much, then there will be too much genetic DNA in the methylcellulose, so it won't work that good. So one little pinch, and it's mostly not from the head, not from the back of the body, but from the top of his back right here. There we go. And that's all we need, those little fibres. There, can you see them? Right, let's go and put them inside our glue mixture. Right, so we have the fresh looper fur. Again, this is all you need. There's about 12 strands there, but 12 strands, that's all we need. So it's just going to get added in. And there we go. Whatever we add this glue to the paper, no, whatever paper we treat with this glue, I can sell it for an extra 2 zeros with that fur alone. So let's give it another whisk. So we've just added Looper's fur, about 12 strands. Now we're just going to give it another gentle whisk to allow the genetics and DNA of the fur to combine with the egg whites and the champagne, so it comes up with the concoction that we need to be able to treat the paper correctly. And that's just perfect. Let's have a wee taste. Oh, delicious. Yeah, that's perfect. Now we have made our glue mixture. So that was part one. We're going to put this to the side. We're going to bring up the glass. I'm going to show you how to treat this with the paper. Now for part two on treating the paper. So we have the glass. I have some books underneath just to make it easier to peel the paper off when it's dry. I learned that the hard way when I first started making this paper from this technique. It stuck. The books made it stick to whatever surface I was doing it on, and it was really messy, so they come in handy. Now for part two, we are going to look at how to treat this on the paper, on the glass. Now, again, this is where every single person goes wrong when making their double tissue. When you think double tissue paper, double TP, that does not mean tissue paper. Double TP does not mean tissue paper. TP means toilet paper. This right here is what changes your paper from normal, like everyone else's, to the Gucci. This right here is the best toilet paper, the most softest, the most delicate toilet paper you can use. That is what you need. This outbeats out all the tissue paper that everyone uses. People make their own, but no one does it like this or as good as me. So I'm going to show you how to treat this. So we're going to be making double toilet paper. So first of all, I need a spoon. Now the first step is to lather the foam on top of the glass first. So we only want the foam, not the liquid. I'm not going to tell you why we don't need the liquid right now, because that is above your paper grade and it's something you do not need to know. So we only need the foam first. Oops, try not to break the glass as I go along. So if you can manage to get all the foam and no liquid, that'll be absolutely perfect. So I'll probably make like a 30cm square of double toilet paper. We're almost here for the last. Yeah, I'll make this the last one. There we go. We have the liquid left. So I'm going to put this to the side. Now we need a brush. Has to be a very old brush because it allows the air pockets to form and make the paper extremely light yet very crisp and soft. If you use a hard brush, then it just pushes out all the air pockets and your paper will be very flat and very boring to fold with. So we're just going to gently spread it about on the surface to which we can apply the toilet paper. So just again very gently. That's all we need. And of course it will depend on how much foam you have. If you have much more, you can cover the full glass and make bigger sheets, but it's very expensive to make large sheets. I'm only going to do the small sheets. So basically we're doing a rectangle. So just like that. Make sure it's all covered. So that is what we need. I'm going to put this to the side. Now next step, we need to layer the toilet paper over this. And again, you can do it as big as you want, as small as you want. Let's get rid of these first. Ruins them. Everything will go off. And then the next one, you want to have approximately 0.4mm overlap. And you want to try and get it as precise as possible, because precision and origami is everything, not just folding. If you can precisely make your paper, then that will be extraordinarily good. I will do one more after this. Like that. So that is the first layer of toilet paper. Now you're probably noticing it's all mountainy, it's all bumpy, it's not completely smooth. Do not worry. Get your brush and just press it all down, because the next part of this process will flatten it completely. And when it dries, the bubbles will disappear. And it takes quite a while to make this, so be very cautious, take your time, make sure you're doing everything nice and precise. Have a wee tiny rip here, but do not worry. I'll probably take the square from the top. Now we have done that, the next step is to add the liquid, because the foam at the bottom creates that really unique effect. So now we've got the effect, we need to further enhance it. So I'm just going to take some of the liquid and pour it over. This will help to combine the layers together. So we want a really good amount. And if you've missed anything, then you can go back and add some more. So I think I've got near enough all of it. Now take your brush and just again a gentle little tap. It's just to make sure that we have covered all of the area in our liquid, which I'm pretty sure I have. I don't think I've missed any parts. Everything looks spot on as it should, because it's me that's doing it. It's always perfection. Okay, so we've done that. Next step, I'm going to colour. Now, if you remember, we got rid of the egg whites. We never, no, the egg yolk. We never used the yolks. So I'm only going to take one, for example. So again, we have the yolks here. Now, it's going to obviously be a nice yellowy orangish. So we're just going to spread it all over. Yeah, I'll use the other one as well. Use the other one. Want these nice yellow pockets, because I think it would look really nice on the Iridium 2.0. It would really match that fold. You just want it to drip. Oops, too much. You don't want too much like that. You want it to be nice and evenly spread. And now you just want to use your hand, because it's all covered in egg yolk and it is a completely smooth surface, so we just want to try and slowly blend it in, just very gently. If you go too much, it will rip. And of course my paper has 0 rips, because it's always perfection. There's not much more else I can say about it than that. It's always perfection for me. There we go, fixed up. And this will add a really nice highlighted yellow colour. If you want to do red, it's best to use your own blood, because that's the natural red colour that is out there. So if you want red, use your own blood. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to clean my hands and then we'll get back to the second layer. Okay, so now we are ready for layer number 2. I brought the table closer because it's easier to see what I'm going to be doing. Because we went this way for layer 1, we want to do it 90 degrees for layer number 2, and we want to start from the centre. And it's probably easier if I make the ones first, so we don't damage the paper. I think that should be enough. So again, you just want about 4mm of overlap. No more, no less. go from this side. I think I actually, I've got 3 left, so I've got 1 extra. Let's do it the other way to make it easy. Yeah, I don't think I can do any more. Yeah, I've got enough here. Okay, I don't need this, but I will keep it in case I create any more rips. Now the last step that we need to do is just some more of the liquid and then just pour it over. And we want to make sure we have it all nicely covered, evenly soaked, nice and moistured. And as you can already see, the yellow from the egg yolk is starting to shine through really nicely. This will definitely suit a Lydian 2.0. So just take a few minutes to make sure that you have it all nice and evenly covered. Because if you miss any, it won't be fully crisp and your paper will be in an uneven texture. And because it's me, my paper is always an even texture, it's always perfection. So just make sure that you have it all nicely covered. And use your eye to look and see if you've missed any. Okay, I think I have got most of it. I can't see any parts that are spread out. Now, last step is just soak the brush in some of the liquid and then press over the parts. Onto the third sheet. Right, there we go. That is it. Now, because this is my paper, this is my trademark, this is FearlessFlourish paper, I'm going to watermark it basically. So just my hand and then press. So this is confirmation that this is officially made by myself, FearlessFlourish. Just want to leave it a few seconds. Obviously you can't do that. This because this is a patent idea. You cannot copy me in any way. Now just lift carefully and there we go. Perfect handprint of FearlessFlourish on this paper. And that is basically it. Now we're just going to let it fully, completely dry, and then we're going to peel it off and examine the results.